Welcome in, Doc Sports. It's Detroit Lenny and Tony George here for Doc's Daily. I don't know what the hell.
You started out, you were going to say degenerate.
I was going to say Degenerate Lenny here with Tony George on a Tuesday. Everybody's Irish today, so it is what it is.
It's amateur drinking day.
Oh, 100%, folks.
Oh,
I
man.
hate to say this because I'm going out tonight. Like I'm gonna meet some friends of ours at Big Dogs, brewery right there on Rancho, the Draft House. Big Dogs Draft. Yeah, so I'm going there.
Love that place.
My wife and her friend are sucker for karaoke on a Tuesday. Happens to be also St. Patrick's Day, and Lenny's always down for some whiskey. So yeah, I'm gonna mingle with the amateur hour tonight.
Oh boy, yeah. Matter of
luck.
fact, I mingled on Friday night and did karaoke for the first time, and I had a few pops, and I dedicated a song to my wife called "The Whiskey Ain't Working Anymore," and she didn't think it was funny.
So when Lenny has a few too many of those. Yeah, when Lenny has a few too many of those pops and decides to sing karaoke, one of my go-to songs my wife absolutely hates is Puddle of Mud. Smaller band. Some people might not know Puddle of Mud, but Puddle of Mud, she fucking hates me is the name of the song.
Oh, yeah.
So, and she's like, Lenny's an entertainer. He's not much of a vocal guy. More of an entertainer, little James Brown action.
You're a front man for a band. You're not a singer.
Absolutely.
You're like David Lee Roth. You can't sing, but you're a good front man.
100%. I'm the guy you want out there high-fiving, slapping ass, kissing. I'm that guy. I'm the guy, okay, for sure. But, So we're going to do St. Patty's Day karaoke. Wish me the best.
Ooh.
I'm trying to coffee up. Might take a midday nap. Okay, because I'm an adult.
There you go.
I'm just saying.
There you go. Get a basket. Now, when you get lit up a little bit, get a basket of cheese curds there. That's a Wisconsin bar.
I love that.
Green Bay bars, which surprises me that a Detroit Lion would go to a Green Bay bar.
I hate to say
that was 2 minutes from my house.
It's so close to me. Yeah. I mean, it's right there. I love the Wisco tacos. I'm a sucker for those tacos. The three street tacos. Yeah. Yep. I take my sons there. They love their cheese curds. I mean, they got great food. There's TVs everywhere. Everybody's always nice. Yeah. I hate that it's a Packer bar. That's the only thing.
And in the summer, and I hear it's going to be 100 degrees there
tomorrow.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Right now it's 25 degrees here, but it's going to be 85 on Friday. We had a snowstorm. But nonetheless, in the summer there and spring and summer, they have live music on Fridays out there in the parking lot and at the Draft House. And it's real good. Sometimes we get some good rock on the country guy, but some rock bands. Yeah.
We sat out there when our buddy Wade came back to town there. We met him up there. He's actually going to meet me tonight. So we're gonna power through this together, me and him, on a Tuesday night. So
I played that guitar right there on stage in the Draft House parking lot 2 years ago.
Hell yeah.
I knew a guy in the band.
Hell yeah, Tony George. Hell yeah.
I knew a guy in the band. Did a little John Cougar rock and roll song.
Hey, listen, sometimes you got to know a guy. You know what I mean? Sometimes that's all you need to know is a guy.
You know what I'm going to do? You know what I'm going to do? While you promote the free 60, I'm going to jump up and shut this shade because all I can see is the light coming on the side of my face.
You're fine. Yes. Don't forget about that free $60 account. The link is in the description of the video. You can find Tony George's premium plays at DocSports.com. This is a great way to try out his premium plays for the tournament and all that. Free $60 get you in on board there, and that'll get you in on like Tony George says, it's like Baskin Robbins, right? There's all kinds of different cappers available. Yep. But I'm telling you right now, if you're not on this guy, the man, the myth, the legend, playing guitars at local bars just in the parking lot just because it's a Tuesday. That's Tony George for you. So use that free $60 account. The link, like I said, open the description. You can click it, take you right over there.
I got a big role in You know,
This is awesome.
I sucked Moose PP all year long in college basketball. I've been very
Well,
transparent.
you're due for a good tournament run then.
16-6 in the conference tournaments, plus 3,160 to the good last week.
Mhm.
So we've got a daily discount too on top of the $60. But if you're just getting daily cards, Tony15 is a promo code. Tony15 in any
Tony
daily
15.
card, you get 15% off. We got a 3-pack tonight. We're going to have a top play tomorrow. We hit a 7-unit on Kennesaw State over the weekend. No 71-60 winner in a pick 'em ball game, basically. Had them on the money line, actually. But something about, I was telling some people, you can do the sabermetrics and the algorithms and all this bull crap everybody's using nowadays. But when it gets to the postseason, 34 years of experience of seeing this stuff for 34 years, history has a tendency to repeat itself, and we utilize that knowledge. During the conference tournaments, we figure let's just start 0-0 in March, and let's just finish strong.
Yeah.
Came in like a lamb. We're going to go out like a lion. And now I'm not bragging on the 16-6, which is excellent, because today the NIT and NCAA tournament starts, and we're 0-0, and we're grinding, and we're ready to go. Just FYI.
Yep. Use that promo code right there, Tony15. Save yourself 15%. I mean, why not? And if you want to try out some stuff, use that free 60. There is no excuse, folks, not to make money here in this tournament.
Right.
I like this comment right here. I saw Puddle of Mud live at a Lunatic Luau like 10, 15 years ago. Puddle of Mud, undercover good band. I'm just saying. Hey, fellows, sorry I missed you yesterday. I did listen later. Thanks, Scott. Appreciate you as always. And tomorrow you're at Miami, Ohio. Play. Scuba Divers has a 4-leg parlay yesterday. Sun spread, Pelicans over, Bulls. You hit that? Nice. Yeah. Scott says Miami, Ohio starts tomorrow night. It's like home game. Dayton is like an hour away. Craig Trapp was mentioning this as well yesterday. He had mentioned, I think it was him anyway. Somebody said somewhere that I heard that where this game Miami, Ohio is playing is like a half hour down the street.
Yeah.
Like it's a home game for them.
Boy, they've been catching a lot of shit too about you're no good. They've heard you're no good now ever since they lost that game in their tournament.
Yep.
I think Akron was the team. We said it last Tuesday. Akron's the team to beat in that tournament. We said it last Tuesday that bet the money on Akron. I had a futures ticket on them to win it. So they were power rated higher than Miami of Ohio. It's not saying Miami, Ohio is a POS. It's just saying Akron was power rated higher. And it does hurt when you don't play anybody, but how do you leave a 31-1 team out of the tournament? I mean, and it's interesting. I was going to raise this point to everybody, and I was hoping that you didn't ask me. I'm sure you will. I know if Trapp was on the show, he would. Who do you got in your Final Four? Who do you got in your bracket? I haven't touched a bracket. I haven't seen
either.
No, because all I'm worried about is what's in front of me right here, right now. Am I looking at the games on Thursday and Friday? Yes, I have. And tomorrow, worked on today's card all day yesterday and then posted it early this morning. But it's hard to find Jacinda Frickinrella anymore because of this nil money. There is just the haves and the have-nots, and the have-nots that made it, like Miami, some of these others, the conference champion, Conference USA and the Summit League, and, some of these other, Southland, CAA conference, the difference between them and Division I schools, you're just not going to see, Belmont knocking off, Purdue or, anything crazy. You just Baltimore County, Maryland knocking off Virginia, where they're the number 1 seed.
Tennessee State over Iowa State, right. You're not going to see that.
You're not going to see it now, and you're not going to see long runs with teams. As a matter of fact, if you want to talk about the tournament, I'm sure you do, Lenny. I went through and tried to find 4 or 5 outright dog winners in the opening round, and I couldn't. And all I have is maybes. Maybe VCU over North Carolina. Maybe.
Yeah.
And bear in mind, whatever I say here, do not hold my feet to the fire because I have
100%.
not figured out my card yet. I could completely change my mind, get some late information, talk to my sources, and they might have a big move on North Carolina for all I know.
Right.
But you look at, and maybe South Florida and Louisville. Louisville shoots horrible away from home. In the 3-point, they live and die by the 3. They kill it at home.
Yeah.
They can't do jack shit on the road. South Florida's a pretty good team. It's just hard. On Friday, maybe Santa Clara could knock off Kentucky. And these are teams that aren't getting 20 or 30 points. I mean, Louisville, South Florida, Louisville's laying 6.5. That might be a bit much. Little free lean early. Clemson and Iowa. It's a coin flip ball game. Maybe Clemson.
I like
small
over
ball.
Texas Tech.
Maybe Missouri against Miami. Missouri's still a team. You never know what you're going to get, and they're 32 games into the season.
Right.
So but you don't see, a Fairleigh Dickinson this year.
No.
Good
example.
They're not there. They're not there.
Good example.
They're not there, dude.
I might be just a MAC homer here for the MAC conference. I know this, but I actually think Miami, Ohio, for all the reasons you just said, everything they heard, I think they could compete with SMU. If they win that game,
right,
they play Tennessee.
Yeah.
I'm not afraid of Tennessee.
That's because Rick Barnes is coaching them.
Right. So could you imagine? So just hear me out right now. So Miami, Ohio beats SMU. Then they pull off some ungodly. They would be 11 or a playing team beating Tennessee. I think Akron is a live dog. That's the only live dog I like in the very first round. Straight up money line. I think Akron can roll with Texas Tech. I think that is a coin flip game. I think Akron's getting way too many points. I've already bet Akron and sprinkled the money line. That's my 12 over 5.
Yeah.
Tony's like, Texas Tech's my game of the year.
No, it's not. They lost their best player. His name is, I'm trying to think of his name, but Toppin.
Yes.
And they haven't been the same team since.
Correct.
I think if you're going to lay, Tennessee, you were talking about them. Here's the thing. If Rick Barnes, and I've been saying that, I said this when he was at Texas, he couldn't even win the Big 12 tournament with Kevin Durant. Now, here's the thing. If Rick Barnes had the 3 best players on Florida and the 2 best players on Arizona on his team in Tennessee, he still wouldn't win the national title. I'm just telling you. If you want to fade,
Crab hates his ass too.
Yeah, if you want to fade big points against somebody and Tennessee's laying big points, take the underdog. I'm telling you, the thing of it is, he's a horrible in-game coach. A lot of coaches are really good in-game.
In-game.
You always talk about, this team's a great second half, like Nebraska, my alma mater. They've been a great second half team this year. Well, Fred Hoiberg's the ball coach. Tom Izzo. You've seen him get down in games. He come back, they win them. That's you have a good head coach. You have Tennessee get down, they can't come back, and they can be up big by halftime against somebody and still get beat straight up. I mean, I don't trust the cat.
Yeah, that's the problem. You just can't trust
fans. There's probably some Tennessee fans that love him, and I get it. I'm on the outside looking in with total objectivity, and I'm telling you, that's what I've seen over the years.
You got anything wrong? What do you got going in college basketball tonight over at the site?
Well, I got some freebies for you, and at the website, we got a 4-unit play-in game. We got a 2-unit play-in game, and we got a 2-unit NIT game tonight. A 3-pack. Top plays. We had one in the last 3 weeks. We cased a 7-unit on Kennesaw State over the weekend. We may have a 6 or 7-unit play tomorrow in the NIT. And I will tell you right now, I did look at the NIT bracket. I haven't filled anything out. Let me tell you something, Lenny. That NIT tournament's no freaking joke. They got some really good teams in that tournament. Auburn. I mean, you got some really good number 1 and number 2, number 3, number 4 seeds. And usually a lot of years, the one thing you can always find, and I'll give you an example, my free play today on video, and I'll talk about a couple of NIT games tonight. Usually what you find in the NIT are teams that are good teams, but they just couldn't win on the road during the season. They held their record down and kept them out of the tournament. Well, tonight you got Liberty. Now, the problem is, like with Liberty and George Mason, there's a game. Let me run this by you. And another one, St. Thomas. Let's just take St. Thomas from the Summit League. They were the team to beat in that league, all them in North Dakota State. But St. Thomas, in my opinion, is the best team in that conference. However, they shit down their leg in the tournament. Well, this conference is not strong enough for 2 teams to go. Mo Valley, same way. Belmont can play with anybody in the country. They're not in the tournament. They led the Mo Valley all year long. It's a 5-loss team. They beat a big-name school early in the season, too. They're not like Miami of Ohio. You know, they actually beat somebody with a name. But at the end of the day, St. Thomas lost in their tournament. They got to go to the NIT. Belmont lost in the tournament. Northern Iowa gets in as a 6th seed in the Mo Valley tournament. And they're going to get beat up in that first round right out of the gate. But, so a lot of these schools that pissed down their leg in the conference tournament that were really good basketball schools like Belmont took a pass. They might be in the Crown tournament in Vegas. I'm not for sure. But like St. Thomas, Auburn, a good basketball team, this, that, and the other. There's a lot of parity in this NIT tournament. And you're seeing a lot of teams like Liberty with an 11-2 road record in the tournament. Now, I used to take those teams that were 2-11 on the road and lay a short number against them and just line the wallet full of cash. That's not available, but I do think that George Mason gets them tonight. They beat George Mason was a good team. A-10 was a good conference this year. Damn good conference. They beat St. Louis in here 83-57 11 days ago, and they also pounded VCU in here. Both those teams are in the tournament.
And keep in mind, you bet in the NIT, folks, the first round, those are home teams. Those they're playing at home. Like UNLV, UC Irvine. I love a Mountain West team. I love a Mountain West college basketball game. That's at 11 o'clock Eastern, my time, but 8 o'clock my time, 11 o'clock Eastern tonight. But that's in UC. That's in Irvine, so that's at home for them. So
I got a premium play in that game.
Yeah,
I'm strong on the side there for a couple units in that game. But it's going to be a good game. Put it that way.
Yeah, 100%. Short number. It's going to be a good game. Very.
I'd lay the 4.5 with George Mason there at home. Just the strength of schedule is something you need to handicap. You need to look at strength of schedule when these two teams match up in the NIT. And I think that St. Thomas and Seattle game, Seattle out of the West Coast Conference, gave everybody a ball game this year. They're a good team. St. Thomas is a good team. A couple of interesting stats in that game. Out of the 12 home games that Seattle played, They were 11-1 to the under. If the total was 143 or under, the total is 146.5. And the last 4 games St. Thomas played all went 146 or under. I'd play under at 146.5 in that game tonight. Be a defensive struggle. Teams, they don't know the other team, sometimes struggle out of the gate too.
Play a little slower, a little feel-out process for a minute. Yeah, absolutely.
Let's get into a half-court game and figure out what man-to-man mismatches we have that we can expose in the second half and coach better than Rick Barnes, because Rick Barnes can't do that, but a lot of coaches can.
Can't do that. That's fair. Rick Barnes can't do that. Yeah, exactly. Talk to me about the NBA. I just, I
hate the NBA tonight. I got one game I put out a 3-unit play on. I can't remember, and it's just commonplace now, where there's 12 to 15 point spreads everywhere. That never used to be like that in the NBA, And I was sitting around talking.
Unwatchable in some. I mean, it is unbettable to. For me, I'm not betting 14.5. I'm not laying 15 points with the Knicks over the Pacers, just because you really can't. I just won't do it. I will not do it.
How are you? And you're a 15-point favorite. They're better. They're the walking wounded. They're like a MASH unit. It's interesting.
Right.
I used to have a little hangout bar there in Vegas, and right off Durango, called Magoo's. It used to be my little spot over there. Okay,
I know Magoo's.
So that used to be my hangout before I switched to Santa Fe Mining Company. But when I was over there was a guy, a UPS driver, and he kept coming in there, and I kind of recognized him. I go, did you play ball? He told me, I'm not going to say his name because he never wanted me to mention his name, but he said, yeah, I played for Central Michigan, then I played for the Kings. I go, oh, I know who you are. I used to bet on you in college when you were at the Chippewas. But yeah, I knew. And he went over to Israel and played a couple years. Then he got in the G League, and he suited about 20 games for the Kings over the year, played on their G League team. But we sat there one night, and he said, there's no team in the NBA. And he goes, I don't give a frickin' rat's ass if it's the Lakers playing the Nets. Yeah. He goes, I'm telling you right now, there's no team in the NBA 10 points better than another one. He goes, every dude that's wearing a uniform is a frickin' baller. He goes, I'm telling you, he goes, I was there. I'm telling you, these guys that even in the G League could go in and score 20 in any NBA game at any point in time. He goes, why the hell you'd ever lay over 6 or 7 points in the NBA? And this is a conversation we had about 6-7 years ago, and it still rings in my head when I see a 16 or 17 point spread.
Yet the Pistons are minus 19.5 over the Washington Wizards. And probably cover, but I ain't betting that. I'm just saying, I don't got nothing going on in the NBA today.
All you can do is make cases against. All you can do is make cases against a 16, 17 point favorite. I mean, Orlando's a good basketball team. They're catching 10 at home against Oklahoma City. I mean, I'm just telling you. And Oklahoma City, SGA's playing, but they're still beat up. I mean, it doesn't make any sense, I will tell you, I'm on the Heat and Hornets game tonight for a 3-unit play. That's it.
That's good. Hey, I don't mind being on something like that. We're both, I don't want to say evenly matched teams, but the spread is
well, it's 5.5 now. It was 4.
Right.
So
but I mean, that's a number.
Saying, if you
that's
bet,
a bettable number.
Yeah. If you bet early on the favorite, now if it goes up to 6, now you can bet the dog and try and middle the damn thing.
Middle that. Yeah. There you go. How you liking the NHL today?
I didn't like anything. I passed. I won yesterday. I've been doing a lot of 60-minute regulation lines.
Yeah, me too.
I took your Red Wings last night, buddy. 60-minute line.
How about that?
They were minus 180. You get them down to minus 115. And that was 5-2 winner. No sweat. I kind of liked, honestly, tonight, I wrote it up and then I got rid of it. I like Buffalo catching the number against Vegas.
Me too. I like a few home team. Anytime I can get
I hate
home
going against a home team that's a good team, but Buffalo's just still playing lights out. They just beat them like 9 days ago.
Yeah. Buffalo, man, I probably bet the over in that, to be honest with you, because Buffalo just scoring. Buffalo's on another level right now. Buffalo's playing like Colorado played at the beginning of the year. You know, they just can't. They can't do anything wrong. You know, right now. And when you're on that kind of run, you just ride the wave right there. You know, I kind of I went back and forth on some games like Edmonton tonight and Seattle tonight.
Now there's an over I liked. I like that Edmonton San Jose over.
Edmonton overs are a car payment, folks.
I actually had that written up too for 3 units, and then just Edmonton had been scoring all that well lately. San Jose they lit them up for 5 here not too long ago in a 5-4 win, but there sometimes, and I know everybody here is, well, this George guy, he's on here, he's selling picks. Lenny's on here trying to help everybody sell picks. Well, look, I don't sell picks. I sell winners. And if I don't see a winner, I'm not going to sell you a pick. I'm just not going to put one out. I mean, I've been doing this 34 years. I got a high public profile.
Man, you get the legend.
I get called out of the windows on the West. It's having some notoriety in this marketplace. It's a blessing and it's also a curse. But I will tell you that it's sometimes, my grandpa told me this a long time ago, sometimes it's what you don't do that counts. And I don't see anything I like. I'm not putting it out there for you just to have something for. There are many days I pass in the NHL and the NBA because I'm telling you, there's just so many variables, especially in the NBA, that I'm down, 30 units this year in the NBA. I'm telling you like it is. And I've cherry picked them. I mean, I have went in and cherry picked them and took my time. And then 5 minutes before the game starts, 3 guys aren't playing, and you're on them, and you're screwed. And so it just, the best time to bet NBA is in games that count, that you got a good feel. When LA's playing Denver, when Oklahoma City's playing San Antonio, when the Knicks are playing the Celtics, those type of games, I will get involved in marquee games because I know both teams are going to show up and you got some shit to work off of. Hence the
play in the Heat and the Hornets. You know what I mean? That's a game that,
they're both going to show up.
That's a legitimate number, I think.
Yeah, that's a legitimate game. If you're healthy, you're going to play.
There you go. Give us a free play. What do you got going on tonight? Give us something we can.
Well, the St. Thomas, Seattle under 146.5 and take George Mason. In the NHL, I would. Matter of fact, I'll put a hundy on it with you. I'll go over 6.5 in that Edmonton San Jose game.
I love it. I really do. I actually, I'm not gonna lie. My little $5 video, I gave out a same game parlay is the Sharks plus a goal and a half and the over 6.5. They were both a little juicier, like minus 150, 160.
Right.
Nice plus tag parlay. I see 7s out there starting to pop up for that total. So
I saw a 7 this morning about 9:30 my time. We got to put plays out at 10:30. I saw a 7 at FanDuel pop up. I had it at 6.5, and at 6.5 it was minus 140 at the time. I thought, shit, if that goes to 7, I don't want to hang a 7 number out there and look like a square with people buying it. So I just backed off. But you go ahead and do your parlay, Lenny. That doesn't make you look
I like that same game. Thanks. Thanks. I like that same game parlay. I like a couple teams tonight plus a goal and a half, to be honest with you. I like.
What about that Carolina game?
I stayed away from that game.
Columbus. I looked at Carolina there minus 130.
I don't. I
know.
I've been playing Columbus. I've been making money with
No,
Columbus.
I know.
I don't want to go against them.
I know.
But
I hate to do
do
it
think
at home
Carolina's going
too.
to play
Yeah.
tonight.
See,
I
there
think
was a bunch of
Carolina's
those for you.
That's maybe a draw play, to be honest with you. I don't have one draw tonight. That's probably a draw
That
play.
might be it.
Just thinking out loud right now. Just
So
seriously
every
looking
one
at
of these
numbers.
Yeah, every one of these games in the NHL today, you can look at them and go, well, I like these guys, but then there's a big asterisk. But shit,
Yeah.
they're on the road.
Right.
Or, oh my God, the other team's hot. Or
Yeah.
they can't score on the road. Or they
Yeah.
can't score, but they scored 6 and 7 in the last 2 games. Holy shit, what do I do? So instead of doing something and forcing it, I just took I won yesterday. I'll take a pass. I'll live to fight another day. Put an NBA play up. I got a 2-pack in the NBA prop market tonight, and I got a 3-pack in college, and that's plenty.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. That's more than fair. Don't forget to use that free $60 account. Link is in the description of the video. Use that promo code Tony15. Save you 15% off Tony George's premium plays as a website. You can follow along with all his craziness and what he's got in the play-in and the NIT and going into the big dance and what we're all here for, right? Use that free 60 to get involved with that. Tones Lopez says, hold on real quick. He says, March Madness deep sleeper. He's doing a snake draft with 8 people. A deep sleeper. He was thinking, oh, okay, I see it. So I've heard about this where people do like a draft style. You got to pick a sleeper. If you have 8, he's thinking about UCF. I mean,
I'm thinking I'm thinking South Florida.
I think Florida goes back to back. I'm just going to say that right now. I think Florida wins the whole damn thing. Mark the time.
Florida, they just got their ass handed to them by Arizona in that Big 12. I watched them play live down here. I was at that game.
Yeah.
I also went to the championship game here in Kansas City. I went to Big 12 tournament 3 days, but
nice.
Central Florida, I had them. I had the Knights against who was the team they were way down to and they won? West Virginia.
Okay.
In the tournament.
Okay.
Yeah, I had them in that game, and that looked like they were done, and then they tied it up overtime, get the win. Those usually don't go my way, but that one went my way for a premium play. But I was going to tell everybody too. I've been doing these PGA videos. Lenny, you've been doing the graphics.
Yes, you have. I'm glad you brought that up.
We are unbeaten on Wednesdays with the top 10s. Now, last week, here was an anomaly. I gave you my best bet top 10 finishes in these tournaments. I had 3 picks last week. My top pick was Colin Morikawa. First day, second tee box, yanks a muscle in his back and withdraws from the tournament after 1 hole. I had him as a top 10. My 2 backups, Oberg and Young. Young wins the tournament. Oberg was leading the tournament going into Sunday. Both of them finished top 10, plus 190 and plus 285. Okay, the week before that, it was a plus 190 winner. Tune into those damn videos on Wednesday. I know we're all fired up about March. By the way, free.
Yeah, right.
It's all free. I'm giving you daily head-to-head winners on the website. Don't like golf? Who gives a shit? You like money? Tune in, get to the website, and get those head-to-heads too.
And you know what I love doing with your golf plays on video? Is I love taking my ass down to Santa Fe and getting a paper ticket on that sumbitch.
Yeah,
because there ain't nothing like having a paper ticket cash winner when you gotta actually go to the window. I know everybody today.
Yeah, I know when you cash that ticket, you got to take the old lady along and take her to the charcoal.
And now you got to buy her a sandwich somewhere. You got to take her over to the.
Oh, the oyster house is in there. That's freaking awesome.
She likes the chicken place. She gets that chicken from the charcoal grill. She likes that place. She likes their chicken dinner thingy. That's I like if it's an anniversary or something. Where you want to go? I just don't even have to ask. Just make reservations.
I had dinner with you and her in there.
Yes, we did. That's fair.
Yes,
Next time you come out, we'll definitely have it again. Let's see. What do we got? Oh, Scott says, after drinking at Magoo's, you look like Mr. Magoo after a while.
Okay.
That's fair.
Far be it for me to doubt your integrity, Scott.
I mean, come on, All right, guys, that's going to do it for me and Tony George. We'll see you guys next Tuesday. Tony will be back. Don't forget, Doc Staley's here Monday through Friday, Saturday, 11 a.m. Eastern. Good luck unless you're against us. Drink responsibly today if you're going to be a degenerate for real. Also, bet responsibly during this tournament. Sometimes no bet's the best bet. Good luck unless you're against us. Take care.